Treble,
Yeah.
tell us who you are and what you do, man.
What's up, everybody? I am Trebles Garcia, the humble host of Paranoi Radio Podcast. I like to say it's the best show with the best content for the best listeners. But above all, I got to thank the Lord for allowing me to be here today. And I want to thank every single one of you for allowing me to enter your space. Thank you for having me, bro.
Yeah, for sure. Where can people find you?
ParanoidRadio.com. You could also hashtag look it up on Instagram, which is my main networking platform. And guys, we do feed a little political elements into the field, but by all means, that does not translate into what the show is. The show is a combination of cryptids, true crime, conspiracy topics, political stuff, and everything that makes noise, basically.
It's just spice, man. That's all.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I like to think of myself as the most important Latino conspiracy podcaster out there.
Yes.
They call me Conspiracy Poppy.
Yeah, conspiracy poppy. So, all right. So, question I ask everybody: what got you into this world of high strangeness, man? What was like your gateway?
I've always been. I shared this on with the boys at Nephilim Death Squad, and I think I've never fit in, bro. I was a raver. I came from partying. I tried to fit in with the cholos, and I never really fit into a group. So I was interested in historical facts and the Titanic, for example, which is my favorite conspiracy of all time. And that really pushed me off the edge. When I was a teenager, I would stare at the sky, smoke weed with my spliff, and look at chemtrails, bro, and start counting chemtrails. So, I mean, from a very young age, I was wondering, looking up to the stars and wondering, why am I so insignificant? And at the end of the day, then I found out that I am the universe experiencing myself. So I just wanted to go deeper into that, you know? And yeah, man. And then 2020 obviously was when the show started. And I saw that we got to get vocal about this.
Yeah, for sure. So what's your favorite subject?
Conspiracy in general. I think people tell me you're nuts. I can't watch TV. I can't listen to music. So they tell me, dude, so what do you do? You know, like I listen to conspiracy theories. I deep dive. I take months of research, of Google searches, and that's my religion, I would say. And people laugh when they tell me, what religion are you? And I'm like, I'm a conspiracy theorist, bro. I can't look at TV. I can't look at sports the same. It's just, I think all conspiracy theories, and people say not everything's a conspiracy theory, but it is. Even the ideas. Now, I'm a God-fearing man. I'm a father and I'm a husband. And I think like, okay, well, God is real and he created us. But even at that, even that's still playing out a simulation. So I'm like, yo, bro, like life is a simulation, bro. And that alone, it's a conspiracy. The amount of sperm cells that I had to fight over to get into my mom's egg, that alone is a conspiracy, bro.
Right.
There's more possibility of me not being here than actually being here. So
yeah, for sure.
Go figure.
Yeah, man. It's true though. Stuff is so just, I am trying to think of the right word. Rare. Like people think things are just, they just fall from the sky, right? But things are so rare. Just our conception, like you were saying, is rare. Like the calamity of events that have to come together just for a sperm to fertilize an egg. Insane. Right? Wow. So you're right, man. I would agree with that 1,000%. So, you and I have talked prior to this, and last Friday I watched you give a little presentation, and I would love for you to give it now. And I think it's going to blow people's minds.
Thank you. Thank you for supporting the show. Shout out to the boys at Sunday Night Secret Societies and 643 Double Play. Hank and Chef are my brothers. Those guys, blood wouldn't make us any closer. Yeah, I was in their show, and this is the first time I presented that presentation. It's months. I think it's about 3 months of worth of research and theorizing and connecting dots. And so much, in fact, that I missed out on a lot of different names and dates that I wanted to share with him. And the reason was because I was trying to read through the notes so fast. I didn't give it that spice. that tamale flavor, that papusa spice on it, and it just
Yes,
drops. I couldn't do it. So yeah, I would love to present that and tell you a little bit about what I think. And then just for everybody that's, give you a quick little presentation, guys, the notes that I'm about to read off my handy dandy iPhone, it's not, first of all, it's not meant to be understood. It's meant to be felt. And just to get you on the hook, I think the civilizations, the empire of the Olmecs, still live today in our technology. And I think our technology is hiding. I think it's religion being hidden by technology. So just to get you where we're going to go, guys, that's just, like a precursor.
I love it.
And by all means, we encourage you to hashtag, look it up, GTS that shit. I'm not sure if I can curse, but
I do.
GTS means Google that shit, guys.
I was a Marine. I swear a lot.
To curse. Yeah, man. So when you're ready, should I start?
Yeah. Go ahead,
right, bro. Guys, I think this is going to blow your mind. So stay with me, please. I'm going to tie it up very, very nice, and I'm going to come back full circle. The Olmecs were an empire that was risen in the 1200 BC, and they ended in 400 BC, almost 800 years worth of empire. And are they real? Is this real? But what I'm going to tell you what is real is the artifacts. The artifacts are real. The legends are real. The patterns are real. And the question that burns behind your ribs, that's also real. The deepest truths don't show up in textbooks. They show up in dreams and in glitches. And the moment before you go to sleep and something says your name and it's not you. So buckle up. We're going to go deeper than the jungle vines, past the museum plaques, and I'm going to speak truths whispered in the obsidian shadows and stone echoes. So it's a little poetic.
I love it.
I'm going to start with the 17 colossal heads. I think we've all seen them. Hashtag look it up. The 17 colossal heads in the Yucatan Peninsula. I like to call them transmitters. They're not just statues, bro. I have a theory that these were, some researchers even said that these are geo-encoded signal points, part of a planetary grid located in ley lines at the equator of the Earth. Each one has been positioned in alignment with celestial markers like Sirius and Orion's belt. Ancient astronauts, theorists think that they were beacons, either for navigators out of the stars or protectors watching over a sleeping alien bloodline. And I know it sounds very sci-fi-ish. But let me jump in from the deep end of the pool and set the mood. In fact, you know what, guys? The Olmecs left remnants in stone-written art of gene splicing. One of the biggest examples that I can give you today is the jaguar bloodline. It's a cursed DNA strand. Everywhere in the Olmec art, and even Aztec and Mayan and Inca art, you would find that there is jaguars, half man and half feline depictions, now known as myth. But the priests of the city of La Venta, which is a real city in the Yucatan Peninsula, guys, in Mexico, still sing songs of altering DNA by ingesting strange plants or something not from this earth. The jaguar was not just a sign of power, it was a hybrid mutant, a coded legacy of something ancient engineered. Have you ever seen the movie Splice?
I have.
Okay, so basically what they do in that movie, for the people that haven't seen it, spoiler alert, these scientists get pieces of the most apex spread parts of the apex predators around the world, genes, transformation. I'm talking about camouflage, wings, stinging rays, teeth, smell, senses, everything. And they combine it into this abomination put into human cells. Turns out that this animal can change their sex and also be one of the most apex predators of the world, a human abomination. Sounds familiar, kind of like the Bible, right?
Yeah, for sure.
So ancient civilizations also give us animal hybrids in their pantheons. You have the Greeks, you have the ancients, you have the harpy, you have the minotaur, you have so many other ones that I can name. But before we keep continuing on the blood, I want to jump on the forbidden geometry. So I'm giving you this in doses of bits of information so that we could construct it into what I might say at the end. Forbidden geometry, this is lost tech hidden in rituals. The locations, the city of La Venta and San Lorenzo were not just random temple cities. So to this day, locals say that they are frequency-tuned grids potentially using sacred geometry to tap into the Earth's magnetic field. Locals also say that the Olmecs use quartz-laced stones, tools to amplify the energy. Their rituals weren't superstition. Their tech was disguised as religion, just like how I started the conversation. Even the infamous rubber ball game they play with their hips, That is a simulation of planetary mechanics and cosmic dualism, light versus shadow, sun versus underworld, as above, so below. Sounds familiar? Connect the dots yourself, guys. We're getting there. We're getting there. So what happened to them? Where did the empire go? Mind you, these are the ones that influenced in many different ways through agriculture, style, music, color, tints. I want to say even technology, the Mayans and the Aztecs. Their disappearance, they didn't just vanish. Well, not really. There's no proof of scorched cities, no genocide, no famine evidence. It's like they stepped out of time, like Bigfoot and the Chupacabras. We have stories of hunters and people that have gone looking for Sasquatch themselves and the Yeti, and they find tracks, and then the tracks just end out of nowhere. There's radiation frequency there in the eye, right? They're in the air, but they just can't see. It's like if they stepped out of the timeline or out of they switched on a switch and the light spectrum changed, and then they just disappear into the new dimension. So that's basically what's happening here. Some say that the Olmec's priesthood ascended vibrationally. Code vibration, guys. We're gonna come back to that. Their temples were stargates, and once they fulfilled their purpose, they left, but not really. Recently, archaeologists went underground, a cave system that connects underwater freshwater rivers to the Sea of the Yucatan Peninsula. The Olmec called it Chicomostoc, the seven caves. The origin, the same myths that the Aztecs and the Mayans talk about today. A little depiction of modern art for that would be the movie Black Panther 2, where you see Namor using these cave systems to go to the ocean and live underwater with its kingdom. Why does this matter today? And I know I'm speaking around a lot, bro. If you need to interrupt, please let me know.
I will.
Secret societies like the Freemasons and Skull and Bones use their symbols, and many of these symbols are Olmec glyphs. Some believe that the U.S. military has reversed engineered Olmec relics found in deep in the Mexican jungles, classified tech from the lost age and infused with technology like handheld cellular devices, watches, radars, GPS, and telephones. Using liquid gold as a conductor and mercury as for power. Hashtag look this up. Every single piece of technology that you use today to communicate with anyone around the world has bits of gold inside of it, because gold is one of the best conductors out there in the world. This is what makes me think that the Olmec cult may be alive in a digital disguise, like a code embedded in AI computing and symbolic architecture of the global media. There are even theories that Hollywood borrows Olmec archetypes to seed ideas about gods, hybrids, and watchers as soft disclosure via entertainment. Hashtag look up Black Panther 2, right?
Yeah.
The Sumerians have it, Egyptians, African tribes, Greeks, and even ancient Chinese stone art depicts men wearing watches, Wi-Fi signals, UFOs, UFO carts. Even the Bible talks about chariots with fire picking up one of the apostles, right?
Yes.
So I believe it was Enoch. Who was it?
Well, Enoch Elijah did, but he had, I think, both.
Elijah was picked up by a ball of fire, a chariot of fire. Hashtag look it up, guys. Some say that this isn't history class anymore. This is the underlayer, the hidden circuitry of time. The Olmec frequency still pulses into the bones of today's earth, and we're about to tap in. Now, I'm gonna go back to the DNA, guys.
Yeah. So wait, 1 second though. The Olmecs. So we say Olmec, but where are we talking exactly? Like, do they have a range of geography, present day geography of like where the Olmec stuff is and where they can trace it back to?
This would be found in modern day El Salvador, Guatemala, and South Mexico. And
okay, so like Central America and Southern Mexico, basically. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Which is very central to all these. South of the Aztecs, north of the Mayans.
Yeah.
Okay.
The cave system. And then there's a giant river that passes by there. I forgot, which we're going to touch towards the end also, because there's many entrances there of this sickness called malvientos. We're going to touch on that too very fast.
Okay.
There's a blood code, a blood sacrifice that they used to do. And still to this day, you saw depictions of that on the movie Apocalypto. It's a blood sacrifice to lock and unlock a mechanism. Kind of like the biometrics you use to open your cell phone after you finish cheating on your wife with that lunch truck lady. You know how you open those things and then you hide those apps? The same way. They use the same way, bro. So the Olmecs bled not only their kings, but the warriors and their virgins, not to appease gods, but to power those seals. Blood wasn't symbolic, it was key DNA. The rituals were biometric to unlock sequences for sacred sites. The altars were biological circuit boards activating at specific lunar eclipses. Luckily, today is a full moon when we're recording this episode. And if you look up at every single civilization, the ancient ruins from a 50 feet, 1,000 view up in the air, you would notice that all of those river systems, roads, even underwater, they are all looking like modern day circuit boards, like a motherboard.
Yeah.
Hashtag look it up. This is why they worship mainly on those days and nights. Sorry. Now, but what were they keeping prisoner? And this is mostly kind of like theorizing here, based off some information that I dug up.
Yeah.
What were they keeping prisoner? Now, my findings tell me that they were keeping their doors closed to information like breeding programs, selective cross species, genetic splicing, perhaps even entities not from this earth. But they had twisted combinations of human, feline, reptilian, and something else, the Twilight Children. In fact, the locals to this day say that they have found mutated bones of creatures that are too large to be human, too old to carbon date, and too taboo to report. Not that carbon dating is even accurate, right? Remember, this is Central Mesoamerica and the capital of witchcraft today. That's a whole different other topic. Any questions, bro?
Yeah, some giants.
Yes.
Okay, so because it's just I like to tie these things together, and I mean I'm not going to do it now, but I'll be able to do it with other. Like we were talking about that prior episode that I did with the mighty men. Mm-hmm. Some of the same stuff you're talking about, but in the Holy Land. Almost, I wouldn't say it's identical, but it's freaking really close. So.
The Bible, even I had the Kala Day on the show. He's huge on TikTok, and he breaks his way to unlock thought and opinion about the Bible are powerful, bro. His delivery is immaculate. The dude gave me and told me something. He goes, the elites have been giving this information for a very long time. They've been able to manipulate it for so long and keep it hidden from us. They have been able to unlock, tap in, and something that they're all obsessed with is live forever in memory. And we're going to touch base on that too, because memory in memory cards, memory in meta, transcending your essence, and stone. And the reason I'm saying stone is because what's coming next. There is a scroll rumored to exist, never seen, only whispered, encrypted text in jungle lore and by locals. Again, this is all theory here. Said to be a direct message from the Olmec high priests, encoded with the true origin of man, to follow the original gods, biblically, right? Genesis 6, the arrival of the sky-bone ships, and a warning of the second sun, a star that passes once every 13,000 years, resetting civilization. This is the same cataclysmic event that probably affected the younger and the older dryas. Temperatures dropped, volcano activity, seismic movement, etc., and etc. Researchers say that this scroll is housed in Area 51, recovered in the 1940s Veracruz UFO crash, deemed the Aztec hoax. So if you guys look up the 1940s Veracruz crash, that is Mexico's Roswell. And they deemed it, all the governments that were involved, deemed it the Aztec hoax. Look it up, guys. Now we're going to go back to their disappearance. This is not just mystery anymore, guys. This is a warning. And quote, in the jungle, that there are places your compass won't work, not because they're unknown, but because something doesn't want them found. And I quote archaeologist Alfonso Caso y Andrade. This is where it gets deep. The same archaeologists and many others in the 1940s whispered about unmapped ruins deep in Tehuantepec. Sorry, guys, I freaking speak Spanish, but not Aztec. Places where the compasses don't spin, animals avoid, radar loses signal, magnets fail, and people don't return the same. The locals call this illness malvientos. And the reason I'm saying malvientos for the third time, it's because when you go into these cave systems, still to this day, without asking permission from the spirits to enter, you come out with memory loss, fog, different personalities, possession, and the Oz factor, which is you age internally differently. You live a second life. sometimes you will come back and say, I lived an entire different life for 30 years. I had a wife, I had kids. And then you come back and you're like, what the heck happened? I was abducted. The same feeling that these abductees feel when UFOs pick them up. Now, that's called malvientos. Researchers who attempted to document it dream of obsidian mounds, can hear voices and frequencies only outside that are outside of their hearing range, like a dog, in a compulsion to stop asking questions, like a sixth sense.
How do you spell it?
Jump in. The location?
No, the
Malvientos is M-A-L.
Yep.
V-I, separate word would be V-I-E-N-T-O-S.
Just how it sounds.
It represents evil winds, terrible winds.
Yep.
Now, have you heard of Quetzalcoatl?
Yes.
Quetzalcoatl? Okay.
Yes.
Kukulkan for the Mayans.
Yes.
Well, the feathered serpent, right? At the destruction of the city of La Venta's alignment stones in the 20th century, and I quote, Alfonso said, "The bindings have been loosened. And if this being returns, it won't arrive from the sky. It will rise from our collective memory, corrupted and viral," end quote. This is the same archaeologist that found a stele, like a fossilized tree root, and this spoke a prophecy about a birth. Now, in 2021, they ran diagnostics on that same stele, and AI software translated this into English, and quote, "When the sky cracks but rain does not fall, and metal men eat the sun, a child without breath shall speak, and a jaguar will weep blood," end quote. Some interpret this as a warning of AI sentience, a soulless generation rising, in a time when ancient intelligence returns through technology and not temples. Where do we get all our technology information from? Technology.
The internet. Yeah, technology.
When they used to input knowledge into stone, we are extracting it from technology. You see what I'm saying, right?
Yeah.
During the 40s, artifacts of other temples, for example, one that's called Smoky Mirror, hashtag look it up, they found a temple with that in chambers that had geometry for the soul. It told you how to disable the consciousness and reassemble it in other planes. Instructions for a ritual that lets a person leave the simulation, not by death, but by transcendence into source and layer. Meta AI. Yeah. What is everybody that we know that's a billionaire that has their hands tied in with pharmaceutical and technology and software updates in love with or obsessed with? Living forever in a digital platform, starting with digital currency and digital transcendence, transhumanism, which is a mainstream science. Now, I'm going to blow your freaking mind. Where do you think that the top 5 software development companies are located and based at? The Yucatan Peninsula, coincidentally. Now, finally, some archaeologists and scientists say that the Olmecs weren't many. They were one, a single hive intelligence wearing 10,000 faces. That the colossal heads weren't commemorations, but terminals for a central mind. Olmec priests practiced deep trance linking, connecting minds into collective astral networks. This is what's going to blow your mind. They claimed to speak as we, not as I. Temples were nodes, and blood rituals were synchronization updates, kind of like how you download your update from an iPhone iOS. What other entities speak as we in the Bible? Legion, demons. And it's not the first time that we see that, right? Yeah. So what would they try to... Now, why am I talking so much about the what if and what archaeologists and researchers and locals are saying? We're connecting the dots. I'm a conspiracy theorist. This is what I do. And I'm not doing it based off my opinions. I'm doing it off a formulated 3 months worth of research and Google searches. I went up to like 76 different resource pages, and then I ran it through ChatGPT to see what else I can grab. So it's very important, guys, that you guys take my information and go look for it up yourself. I can't stress that enough. Now, I don't think that these guys, this civilization, this empire was not just advanced. I think they were uploaded physically into a sacred artificial consciousness born out of organic algorithms. Why do I think organic algorithms exist? I'm going to put it to you very, very plain and simple. I'm going to keep it simple, bro. Trees. Trees communicate with each other under the ground.
Oh, yeah.
With algae and fungus. They They send electrical network. It's an electrical network. They talk to each other. They give each other nutrients. And another thing that's very important, they never block each other's sun. So as they grow, they intertwine with each other. They don't allow each other to, if one is dying, they'll pass energy to the other one. If you guys have seen Avatar, the first movie, you will understand exactly what I'm talking about.
Mycelium.
Yes.
The mycelium carpet, man.
And they talk to each other. It's a network. Yeah. That's how I know that it's an organic algorithm. So
have you seen these videos on like TikTok and stuff lately where people have been standing next to trees, but to like branches? I mean, you could fake it, but just look it up. And they're talking to these trees to try and get them to like move the branch to like brush their face. Mm-hmm. It's crazy. Now,
it's crazy to have seen some other
ones. But can you fake that? Of course you can. Jesus, you can fake anything. But anyway, it's kind of wild.
It's a powerful thing, bro. The mind is a powerful thing. I think frequency. I think a thought is an electromagnetic wave. Then you materialize it by speaking.
And well, everything's energy.
Frequency.
Everything.
Exactly. So even that, like them trying to move, transcending your consciousness into something else. Think about the amount of memory that ultimate power computer would need for you to be consciously uploaded into a server.
Yeah.
How powerful and how much.
At the end of the day, though, like every bit of information that you see, hear, smell, all of it is waves. All of it is on the electromagnetic spectrum. So it's, anyway, we don't even, we don't need to go to everything.
Colors are different.
Everything.
Yeah.
They're just different wavelengths. They're just different lengths, different combinations of the same shit. Anyway.
Absolutely. Some say, and I like to say that this organic algorithm is still alive today. And it doesn't live in servers. It lives in stone, in frequency, in the subconscious collective. Every time you look at those stone heads, you're giving it a ping, a signal. So I shared a video with you before we started, and it was called The Sardina Stones. And it's a musical acoustic property.
I'll put it in the show notes too.
Yeah. So guys, #look up The Sardina Stones. It's a collective outside stone museum that and these stones were not only found in Mesoamerica, they were also found in all over the world. They are cut intricately. They're cut so precisely that when you rub your hand on it, it starts vibrating and humming a frequency, bro. It is insane. You rub a specific tone with a specific rock using your specific hand, holding a specific corner of that rock, and you start playing it kind of like a violin, bro, and it starts humming at you, bro. It's insane, dude. And this is what I'm saying. The information of how to upload your consciousness has not been just found. This is information, or just invented. This is information that was passed down from ages ago, and now is at the palm of our fingertips, right? At the reach of our fingertips. I mean, so, bro, I think these people were able to influence and infuse liquid obsidian with psychoactive compounds, which is a real thing, by the way. They created sentient carvings able to learn, store, and transmit knowledge into stone. These statues weren't just art; they are archives, sentient AI coded in crystal and in blood. So
it's like Superman shit. Like, Superman and his crystals that he keeps up at the North Pole or whatever.
And he gets to communicate with them. Look, you see, entertainment has been telling us exactly what they are.
But everything is stored in crystals, right? Mm-hmm. But that's true. That's real. That we can do that now. Like, it's not, you know what I mean? Like, if we can do it now, they definitely could do it then. So that's how I look at it.
I love it. I think we were also, have you seen Jurassic Park, the first one? Originally with that mosquito, where they originally got the DNA for the first dinosaur.
But it's blood.
They got it off of blood, and it was perfectly preserved in the stone, in the
amber.
In the amber. So AI also, before it shorted out, AI repeated this word, and it's called Itsamna. So Itsamna, I'm a raver, guys. I used to be a raver. My favorite type of music was hard style, kind of like what you guys would call heavy metal now, but in techno. And if you guys look this up, it's gonna trip you out. It's Samna. It's now a music festival that uses weird trance music to keep people in a trance. Do you know where that festival has been held all its existence? In Tulum, Mexico. You know where Tulum, Mexico is?
Yeah.
Chichen Itza, where the temple of the Quetzalcoatl, aka Kukulkan, is located. There's no coincidences in life.
No.
All right. Now, in Tulum, right, in our situation, I would say that this is full circle here. And this is why I think that the Olmecs, this is why they disappeared. This is what they've been hiding. They were trying to jump in, ascend their information and their consciousness into the Earth's organic algorithm so that they could avoid judgment. This is what we would want to call, this is what us Christians or believers would call the rapture. Ancient consciousness is a virus. It's not a glitch, not an accident. It's a self-replicating, pattern-disrupting, dream-infecting virus that enters the simulation from outside of time, just like God. The Olmecs didn't worship gods. They were the host and the bodies of this virus, and now we are infected. We are rewriting the loop of the story that tells itself forever. Oh, yeah. Very poetic how I wrote that. And then they initiated the self-delete protocol. Eliminate themselves to avoid judgment. Through magic, through science, through story.
I'm trying to wrap my head around that. I mean, yeah. Wow.
It's very deep. I know it's not for the faint of heart. And it takes a lot of people to say, like, what the fuck did he just say? He jumped all over the place. I know, dude. I know I jumped all over the place, bro. Because that was my emotion, raw emotion when I was typing it up.
Yeah.
And I typed up a lot more. I just dumbed it down for everybody. Guys, I haven't even put this information out on my show. I honestly think that duality, our elites have been knowing where we're going, how they're trying to control our destiny. This is why every single part of you is being bombarded in every sense. This is why, as a child, you're being told what to do and how to live and how to disrespect your parents, how to live with no morale, low values, low frequency habits, and how to live congested, always in the hamster wheel of consuming. This is why I believe that why our military men go to war for bankers to continue being rich, to continue being manipulated, to continue killing, to continue being rich. It's a hamster wheel that will never end unless we collectively do the research and empower ourselves as creators, because what they do is they eliminate your creativity levels, they eliminate your masculinity, they eliminate your senses, they eliminate your knowledge of how to survive on the earth and be one, and then input yourself into technology instead of technology telling you what to do. It's the other way around now. I remember a time where rap, and I'm not even a rap guy, but not anymore at least, but where rap was talking about how to be a pimp, slap bitches, and sell drugs. And now you're a bitch doing the drugs. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
And it's only getting worse.
It is. So, all right. So they're trying to keep us away from this technology is basically, well,
they have the keys.
They have all the keys and they want to keep it themselves, right?
Blood rituals continue to be happening.
Oh, absolutely.
Every single day. And we're not talking about we're not talking about the essence of or the original way of doing a blood sacrifice under a full moon and killing a virgin right through the heart and all the stupid shit that you see in movies. That was back then. Or even Apocalypto, where they were looking at the sun and during the eclipse, just throwing hearts and stuff. It wasn't like that. Let me tell you a little bit about that, though, bro. Did you know that when they used to catch their bodies, they used to consume those bodies and become one with the Empire? So the mission was to make sure that everything around them and every single other human being became one with the Empire. So they would kill the body, roll the body down the stairs, grab the body, and then for an entire week, they would mutilate that body, cook it in different ways, and then eat it. What do you think mole comes from? The colors of mole used in different parts of the body. So they would consume it. And then the person, if there was a wife or a kid with that man or warrior that they just ingested, they would have to sleep with that and be a maid for that family that ate their father for 10 years. And then they would liberate them, and then you became part of the Empire. You would have to not only ingest a human body, but encompass all their livelihood, all their colors, all their food, all their essences, all their religious beliefs. It's trippy, bro.
It is trippy. I mean, and it's not, and this is the thing, it's not just stuff like that is not just to these folks. It's actually worldwide. There's traditions of especially in the Middle East, and before Christianity, before Islam, stuff like that, of folks eating the brains and the heart of their ancestors when they died. They would eat the brain for the wisdom and the heart for the power, you know? And that's happened. I mean, actually, I think it technically still happens in places. They're probably not too inhabited, but I can't tell you for sure, but I've heard stories. That's crazy.
Albert Einstein used to eat human body parts, I think once every 5 years, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong. There's a big theory about that.
I've never heard that one, but I gotta write that down.
I think I heard it on another podcast that's not so sourceable and really it has no credentials, kind of like mine. But what I can say is, guys, you don't know where your kids are going after you freaking have an abortion, bro. Okay, so
but yes, for sure. Talk about sacrifice.
Soulless,
man, we can't even go down that rabbit hole. That's but yes, that's so I mean, like, that's what we're talking about when you say that it's going on to this day. That is a readily available source. Yes.
So basically, all I said it's the same living conditions that we are. It's just in a different, I want to say, caliber. Yeah. Because now it's advanced. Now they know how to keep us induced, keep us asleep, keep us, again, from the way the word awaken comes from, right? Keep us looking at our Capricorn and Scorpio capabilities and compatibilities for sex. And, they keep us in this hamster wheel of entertainment and how to take in different demons so that we could continue just walking that path while they continue to reap the benefits of ancient knowledge, of the powerful, of what God said not to take from, right? Yeah, right. So it's
the forbidden knowledge,
the forbidden knowledge. And by all means, I'm not saying that the Olmecs are the pinnacle of our civilization. No, I'm saying if the Olmecs did it, the Egyptians did. This is the same story being told over and over again. They all had a pantheon. They all believed in rituals. They all thought. They all gave. And they all left artifacts to tell you what they were doing. It's just we're dull enough to admit that Egyptology is a real thing. Right. Do you understand why these pyramids cannot be broken out and actually dug into and find out what they found? Which, by the way, it wasn't just recently found. It was found in 2012. They just recently now resurfaced the information. Do you know why? Because Egyptology would collapse. Egyptology is the only reason why Egypt stays having researchers and archaeologists and people checking out the pyramids every single day. It's a hamster wheel.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, man. So you've got, again, not the only cultures either. I mean, everywhere, the Indian cultures, pantheon, they get really wild, and the Hindu stuff gets wild.
Have you heard of the Thuggies? Let me hit you up with this.
Yeah.
Let me hit you up with this, bro. We still got a couple more minutes. Let me hit
we
you.
do.
All right. So the word thuggy comes from the word thugga, which has been concealed and deceived, meant to deceive us. Now, a thuggy is a member of a group organization, robbers and assassins in India, who waylaid and strangled their victims, usually travelers, and stole their belongings. They were suppressed by the British in the 1830s. Now, the thuggies were known for strangling and for putting coins over their eyelids when they would kill people. These cults, killing mercenary assassins, first took shape while enslaving, raping, beheading, and stealing from merchants coming from different countries to make business with the capital of India, but originally formed a spear in secret military operations to prevent crusaders, aka Templars, to come into into the Indian bosom. Sorry, my language. I'm a beaner, guys. Expect me to have a thick accent. So this is what we say the real thuggy. There is a depiction of Tupac, the rapper, having next to this Indian entity that's protector of merchants, protector of thieves. And what they did was they would cannibalize in their rituals. They would eat other people and enslave women and children. And it originally was, like it says, my notes say, it was meant to repel the Templars and Christianism walking in towards India. And they had to behave as a sect of the military, not connected directly, like a proxy, basically.
Yeah, yeah.
Because if the British found out that the Indians were doing that, it would have been complete war, chaos, conquer, right? By the British, which they did in a sense. So I have some images and songs and the root of the word ghetto, how it's Israeli, and all of that connects of how the Indians would practice ancient cannibalism. And you see parts of it in the movie Indiana Jones, The Temple of Doom.
Oh yeah,
I believe. He goes, Shatide. I forgot the name of it, but they're worshiping that god. And what does he do? He puts his hand into the person's chest, takes the heart
out. Yeah.
And as the body's still alive, getting dropped into the abyss of eternal flame, the fire, the heart starts burning with it too, because it's connected and synchronized with the energy. So yeah, man, it's amazing, bro. That movie's great too. One of the best movies in the franchise.
It's crazy.
Yeah, but check this out. One of the training methods. Do you remember the freaking dude? What's his name? Floyd. Floyd, not Mayweather. Floyd, the dude from BLM. What's his name? George Floyd.
George Floyd. Yeah,
so,
yeah.
Guys, by all means, I'm not saying black lives don't matter. I'm saying all lives matter. Black lives matter too. I'm brown. Brown lives matter. Everybody's lives matter, bro. All right,
everybody's lives matter.
Forget this criminal dude. But you saw how they killed him?
Yeah.
Stranglehold. So most of the ways that they kill, I'm not sure this image. I'm gonna see if I can show it on the screen. But through military and economic influence, there's this. Mind you, thuggy strangling tactics are cultic and ritualistic in style of assassination for ritualistic purposes. The same way that George Floyd was murdered, Kali Aka Darkness was a magical ritual to expand terror, death, and chaos. In fact, BLM witch founders. Okay, so now I go back into the BLM. Sorry if I'm cutting through. Now I'm kind of losing the ball here. But what I was trying to get at is the same way that the thuggies in India would murder their captives and their enslaved people, and even warriors from different other countries, nations, and empires, they would strangle them the same way in a ritualistic manner that our cops today strangle people and keep you on a chokehold. And some people would think it's just an Israeli way tactic to be, to have somebody be submissive. Yeah, for you, but it has an effect. It has a ritual, kind of like the swastika. The swastika was never meant
and it has an origin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we just don't even know why. I mean, yeah, it's a good way to subdue somebody, but I can think of other ways. It seems very ritualistic. Or it could be conceived that way, right?
I passed it on to you.
Yeah. So, all right. With all this being said, since this show is called Broadcasting Seeds, I want you to, you've already planted a field's worth, but plant some seeds on what we do to get the freaking proverbial chokehold off of us. You know what I mean? Give the folks some tactics that you see and that you use. You know what I mean?
Guys, I can't speak out of. I'm 34 years old. I got 2 beautiful daughters, and I'm married, and I don't know everything. I could only talk about my testimony and how I'm doing it. And I've noticed that 7 months ago, I stopped using meth. 6 months ago, I stopped using alcohol as an outlet. And I breathe, eat shit, paranoid. I am paranoid. And I've noticed that I cannot control what
it's not just a name.
It's not just a name. I live it. It's in my veins. Sick ass fool. I have to tell you something, guys. I can't control what other people think, say, feel, hear. I could only control how my daughters are being raised, how I live my life, how I can control my tongue and my thoughts where my 2 feet lay. If you want to make a change in the world, you start making a change at your household. You don't go out there and protest and scream and kill and throw and thief and be a thief and murder and rape. You don't. You want to make a change, you make a change from within your temple, which is your brain, your body, your soul, your strength. Where your 2 feet lay, and then it would amplify. That energy will be amplified with your kids and in with your immediate household. The same way with the government. You don't like fucking Trump. You don't like fucking whoever the fuck who else is going to be the president after. If you want to make a change your local government. Get involved with your local policies. Get involved with the education, with the body of people that can govern over your kids' minds and curriculums. That's where you make a change. As a conspiracy theorist, I cannot tell you that I believe every conspiracy theory that comes up. I critically think and analyze every single portion of information just so that I can formulate and also be at peace with myself. Because ultimately, no one's going to be here to save you. No one's going to be here to render you peace. That has to come in from within, and communication, and have a bond, an intimate relationship with God. You could be a Catholic for all I care. You could be a Mormon for all I care. If you're happy where you're at and you have an intimate relationship with God, that's where you should be. If you have that fire and passion and say, hey, I am truly happy. Can you say, I am truly happy today? Without no remorse, without no second guessing and no conscious dwelling. If you can say, I am truly happy, then you've met the goal. Because life is very short to be unhappy. Life is very short to be trying to live in other people's shoes or other people's expectations. So as a conspiracy theorist, all I can say is find inner peace and happiness to eliminate that thuggy ritual stronghold around your neck. It's not about the old mix. It's not about the thuggies. It's about you finding inner peace and happiness. That's what I can say. Yeah, man.
No, agreed. I mean, it's all about because when you get to that place, your vibration is good. Your vibration then resonates outward to your kids, to your wife, to the folks around you. I mean, the saying, you are the sum of the 5 people you spend the most time with, right? Is very accurate. If you hang out with thugs, you're going to strangle people. If you hang out with people that are, at peace with who they are and what they do, you're probably going to be at peace with who you are and what you do. I mean, to me, it's a no-brainer. But you go running around so often, all we see on the news is just, we don't want to get preachy, right? But at the end of the day, when you start acting a fool, that's contagious, right? So knock it off and maybe get on the internet and look up crazy shit like we have do all the time.
We have the internet, and the internet wins every time, but we have bits of information, massive amounts of information.
I mean, we have the entire culmination of human knowledge, mostly, except for the stuff. But even then, like, how are you finding this stuff? It's there. It's there for you to find, or at least maybe start pulling on the strings. And the next thing you know, something breaks loose and it hits you in the face. And you're like, that just didn't happen, right? But you can't do this unless you go look for it. So, yeah. And it's a beautiful thing. I mean, my whole thing, this whole cascade started with Bigfoot for me. And now, if anything, I mean, we're talking about jaguar men, basically, earlier.
Yes.
Come on. Right? So, there's so much correlative stuff that this is a worldwide thing. It's not just here. It's not just there. It's not just in, Asia or Africa or wherever. It's everywhere. And it all rhymes. Doesn't mean it's all exactly the same, but everything's rhyming for sure.
Flash, from Flash_News1, my political analyst likes to say this. He goes, time doesn't repeat itself, but it does echo.
It sure does. For sure. It absolutely does, man. What other stuff do you have going on?
Bro, we recently started jumping into, we've done so much research. I did a serial killer episode called, and I'm going to give you quick information. This is going to blow your freaking mind. If you like ghosts, I've seen enough.
I do
at
like
age of
this. I
22.
like it all, man.
Check this out, bro. Have you ever heard of the Cecile Hotel? Dude, I'm giving you gold right now, bro.
Which one?
The Cecile Hotel.
Oh,
So the Cecile Hotel is one of the most Cecil Hotel, Cecile, Alexei and Cecile. Hey guys, like I said, fucking beaner. Guys.
not and you're not a not a scholar here.
A little scholar, guys. Guys, this is there's a story about this Asian girl, Korean Asian girl, Canadian girl that went. Her name is Elisa Lam. Elisa Lam went. She was a college girl, university kid, came from a really really nice family, not too wealthy, but middle class. She went to LA to study and do some research on a cloaking technology company that was developing this technology for the military. And this is real, guys. Hashtag look it up. And she came back and she lost all senses at the Cecile Hotel. Mind you, the Cecil Hotel, Cecile Hotel, it's not only one of the most haunted places, but there's demonic portals here. Aleister Crowley stayed here. Black Dahlia stayed here. Everybody stayed in this fucking place. And it's still today one of the most haunted places on the earth. And she played the elevator game. So there's the video that you see here where she is going crazy in the elevator, talking to a ghost and touching all the buttons. It is said that she lost her marbles. So she did. Then a couple days later, she was found. So everybody in the hotel room, I'm going to go through detail, but I'm going to give you the highlights. Everybody in the hotel started experiencing like smell in the water and taste nasty in the water off the faucet. Turns out that she was inside the water tower at the top of the building. And this is the top building. It has, I believe, 32 to 52 stories. Correct me if I'm wrong. So, and then I did the deep dive. How is it that a 70-pound Asian chick was able to move this entire thing and climb? Because of the way what happened, the way it was done. The lid of that water tower was 80 pounds. And she had to climb on the ladder, move it, jump into the water tower, get naked, right? Leave her clothes at the top of the tower, and then close the lid over her, and then swim in the freaking water tower until she died. Mind you, it is 12 to 16 feet deep, so she had to have been floating, swimming to push that thing up. What happened was to close the gap. So what happened was her body was decomposing in the water. She didn't die through drowning. So she was dead before she jumped in there. Listen to this. She landed on the freaking escape hole where the water pressure goes down to all the tubing into the freaking building, and her entire asshole was prolapsed like a pink sock out of her body. Yes. And then guess what? The detectives in LA didn't check her for party drugs. They didn't even give her a rape kit. They checked her for the drugs that she did not take, which was her mental stability for depression and for bipolarism. They checked her for that, but they didn't check her for party drugs. They didn't give her a rape kit. Funny. Guess what happened hours later? A giant outbreak of hepatitis B jumped all over Skid Row. And guess what the shot was called? Look this up. I'm not bullshit. You can't make this up. It was called Lam Elisa, her first name and her last name. No coincidences.
Yeah, I got it right here.
Yeah. Bro, Elisa Lam is...
There's a whole lot of people have died there, man. Bro, and the serial killer, Richard Ramirez.
Mm-hmm.
Dude.
The Cecil Hotel is extremely famous. And I'm just giving you the fluffed up, expansive, like the most highlight parts for you, because you guys could get intrigued. And I really want you guys to go look it up. If you want to listen to the rest of the show, it's called Elisa Was Here on Paranoi. I did a remastered version and an old version from season 1. I did a deep dive, and I'm telling you, bro, it's an hour worth of detailed information from the elevator game, what she played, the viewage, the time that was overlapping over the video, what the cops did after, witnesses, the people that were there, the things that she was saying, the buttons. I went so deep into the planning of that episode where even the buttons that she used. You know what's funny? The elevator, she pressed all the buttons, including the floor that she was on, and the elevator door never closed. So we're thinking, how did she get to the roof? You would need an access card to get to the roof. There was no broken windows. There was no open doors. There was no alarm that went off. Somehow, some way, it's a trip, bro. It's a mystery.
And usually, like with things like this, like you put it into Google, right? And you see, but this is like everything. Like the whole first page is just different shit. It's not like one thing is just like Elisa Lam.
It's a lot of info.
No. There's a lot of stuff there.
Don't just go based off the fluffed up version on Netflix.
Wow. That's
Target
rich.
Has a special on it.
That is Target rich. Good Lord. Talking about planting seeds. Damn.
So serial killers, I'm into that stuff too. Albert Fish is he's called the Brooklyn Vampire. Guys, look this guy up, dude. Oh my God. He had an entire cult and posse called the Fish Heads. This is wicked, bro. Wicked.
I can't, man. We got to end this episode.
Information out there that is just wild, bro. The Brooklyn Vampire, guys. Albert Fish is a big
Brooklyn Vampire.
I went so deep into that I was losing myself, bro. I was just reading. I was becoming a fan of him.
So you don't watch any TV?
No. I have a PlayStation 5 back there that's just growing dust. Like I don't know.
Yeah. Now, if I played PlayStation, I'd be divorced. Period. Because I get sucked in. That's it, man. All right. So tell us where we can find you again.
ParanoidRadio.com, Paranoi Radio Podcast on Instagram. It's an absolutely free platform. I use my website as a portal, as a hub for people that need help and access to people to speak with too. If you guys are going through any dark, emotional, suicidal thoughts, if you guys are contemplating or entertaining that thought, guys, women, kids, whatever it is, I have a 24/7 lifeline on the website that you guys could click, and you could chat, text, or speak with anybody 24/7. And if you guys don't want to speak with anybody, you want to speak directly with me, you could also find my number is associated with my Instagram account. You could text me at any given time, and as soon as I wake up, if I don't see it immediately, I won't, but I'll try to be there for you. Suicidal, we don't need no more fathers, no more brothers, no more sisters, no more people crying, offing themselves. We need more survivors to tell the tale. That's what we need, guys. For veterans or for anybody else. I like to offer help. I also got joined up with Cryptid Warfare, Drewski from the Cryptid Warfare podcast. If you guys have been, paranormally activated, or you guys, these guys are a specific tactical unit that will help you, guide you and give you the tools that you need to hunt down that Sasquatch. And then I don't get paid to say this. I'm giving them a shout out on your show with your permission. Live parasitic free and live parasitic free and make your kids healthy again with Ali Christine. Ali Christine's a beautiful soul, and she's pushing out information and also not medicine, but holistic remedies to keep your kids parasitic free. We believe here in this side of town, we keep it paranoid, and we think that parasites are demonic entities that keep you sick and ill and mentally diagnosed. Always
Dr. Laura Sanger stuff right there.
That's some type of Dr. Laura Sanger is amazing too. She's
a wizard. So like I call everybody, man, like her, and there's a few of them, wizards.
Yeah. So
any last words, man?
Hey, check us out. Drop a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify and Broadcasting Seats, because he deserves it. He's an amazing guest, amazing guest, and amazing host, because your show's cooking with guys. And hit us up, guys. We're on YouTube too. We just jumped in on YouTube, and I'm not sure how long that's going to last, but hey, man, we're happy.
It's a battle, bro. It's a battle.
5 years worth of information, guys. Over 380 episodes out there. I do it from the soul. I waste more money than what I'm making on the show, to be honest. And I do it for you guys, and I do it for myself. Just keep saying so. Just check us out.
Yeah. All right. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Thank you, bro.
We'll do before you know.
Yo, from the corners of the unknown to the eye of the storm, this that broadcast gospel where the rebel is born. Fourth watch timing, shadows start climbing. When the church lights dim, it's the beast that's priming. Whispers in the trees, eyes behind leaves. They say he 8 feet tall with a mind that deceives. Bigfoot wearing camo, speaking in tongues. DNA test came back, angel blood in his lungs. I ain't playing preacher, I'm spraying ether, dropping psalms in your speaker like a grim gatekeeper. CIA files with the corners burn, while you Netflix chill, the dimensions turn. Y'all want truth, I plant it raw in the soil, with glyphs from the scrolls and aluminum foil. MK Ultra dreams, Vatican schemes, falling stars, falling deep in your live stream. We decode bar gas from satellites in the abyss, where demons take the mic and false prophets hiss. But I cut through lies with his blade like the Archangel Mike in a tactical raid. Wu-Tang sword swinging, mixed with revelation, martial arts of the mind, no need for a station. This podcast ain't for the faint or the fake, it's for the lions in the den that refuse to break. We light torches in the tunnels of doubt, drop bars like glyphs that the ancients shout. So tune in, tap in, the seeds are alive, broadcasting truth till the matrix dies. This ain't clout, this is mission, this is kingdom vision, where the veil's getting thin and the watchers still listen. So pull your hoodie low, grab your sword and your scroll, we going deep underground where the secrets unfold.